I thought I knew her. I thought I loved her. That night, I walked into the grand hall with a smile on my face and a diamond ring in my pocket. I wanted to surprise her. I wanted to ask her to marry me in front of all our friends and family. But she had a different plan. The moment I stepped inside, the lights suddenly turned bright. Cameras flashed. Everyone went silent. Then I saw her standing on the stage holding a microphone. She looked straight at me, her eyes cold. "I'm sorry, everyone," she said loudly, her voice sweet but sharp. "I have to tell the truth tonight. This man, he cheated on me for months. He used me. He took my money. He even forged my signatures on important documents. Look at the proof." Behind her, a big screen lit up with fake messages, bank statements, and photos that looked real. Gasps filled the room. People I called friends stared at me with disgust. My own mother covered her mouth in shock. I stood frozen. My heart slammed against my chest. The ring box suddenly felt heavy in my hand. She continued, tears in her eyes, tears I now knew were fake. "He played the perfect man, but he's nothing but a liar and a thief. I wanted everyone to see who he really is." Humiliation burned through my body like fire. My name, my reputation, my dignity, she destroyed everything in minutes. I looked at her one last time. The woman I trusted most had set the perfect trap. And I had walked right into it. But as I stood there, broken and shamed in front of everyone, something deep inside me quietly woke up. The room spun around me. My legs felt weak. I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me whole. Everyone was whispering. Some pointed at me. Others shook their heads with pity or anger. The woman I planned to marry stood on the stage like a queen, enjoying her victory. Her fake tears had dried up fast. In their place was a small, satisfied smile only I could see. I tried to speak, but my voice failed. What could I say? The proof on the big screen looked so real. Even I almost believed the lies for a second. My best friend walked past me without a word. My sister refused to meet my eyes. The humiliation cut deep, deeper than any knife. In just 10 minutes, I went from being the respected man in the room to the biggest villain. Later that night, I sat alone in my dark apartment. The ring box was still in my pocket. I took it out and stared at the diamond. It felt worthless now. Everything I built, my name, my career, my relationships, she had burned it all down with one carefully planned night. Tears of rage and pain filled my eyes. How could she do this to me? I gave her my love, my time, my trust. I supported her dreams, and she repaid me by destroying my life in public. Sleep would not come. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw their faces, the shock, the judgment, the disappointment. I felt small. I felt stupid. I felt completely broken. She didn't just betray me. She humiliated me. She wanted to crush me so I could never rise again. But even in that darkness, a tiny spark of anger started burning inside my chest. The days that followed were the darkest of my life. I stopped answering calls. I stopped going outside. My phone kept ringing with messages calling me a liar, a cheat, and a thief. Some friends blocked me. Others sent angry texts asking how I could do such things. Even people I barely knew joined in the attack. I sat on the floor of my apartment for hours, staring at nothing. Food had no taste. Sleep brought nightmares of her smiling face and the crowd laughing at me. Every morning I woke up with the same heavy pain in my chest. How could one person destroy me so completely? I had trusted her with my heart. I had shared my dreams, my fears, and my secrets. Now those secrets were twisted into weapons against me. The worst part, I started doubting myself. Maybe I was blind. Maybe I was weak. Maybe I deserved this. Nights were the hardest. I would stand on my balcony looking down at the city lights, wondering if ending everything would stop the pain. The trap she set was perfect. She took my love and turned it into chains. I felt trapped, powerless, and completely alone. One cold night, I looked at myself in the broken mirror. My eyes were red and empty. My face looked old and tired. The man staring back was not the strong, confident person I once knew. He was just a shadow, humiliated, rejected, and destroyed. In that moment, I hit rock bottom. There was nowhere lower to fall. But sometimes, when you reach the deepest darkness, something inside you finally wakes up and refuses to stay there. That night something shifted. That night, something inside me finally broke, but not in the way she wanted. I was sitting on the cold floor, surrounded by darkness, when a new thought hit me hard. Why am I letting her win? I stood up slowly. My body felt weak, but my mind suddenly felt clear. For the first time since that terrible night, the fog in my head started to lift. She planned everything to destroy me. She wanted me to stay broken, hiding in shame forever. She wanted me to beg, to cry, to disappear. But I decided right there, I would not give her that pleasure. I walked to the window and looked out at the city. My hands were still shaking, but my heart was turning from pain into pure fire. I whispered to myself, "This is my life, not hers. She set the trap, but I will walk out of it. No more feeling sorry for myself. No more hiding. No more letting her lies control my story." I made a firm decision. I would take back control. I would rebuild myself, stronger, smarter, and untouchable. I would not fight her with anger or revenge. I would fight her by becoming a better man than she ever imagined. That moment changed everything. The pain was still there, but now it had a purpose. The humiliation became my fuel. The betrayal became my teacher. I was no longer the victim. From that second, I became the warrior. I didn't know how I would do it yet, but one thing was crystal clear. My story was not going to end in her trap. It was time to rise. The next morning, I woke up different. No more crying, no more hiding in the dark. I stood in front of the mirror and made a promise to myself. I will rebuild my life piece by piece, and I will do it in silence. I started small but stayed consistent. I woke up early every day. I exercised hard to build my body and clear my mind. I read books that taught me strength, discipline, and smart thinking. I cut off every distraction and focused only on becoming better. I worked quietly on my career. I reached out to new people who didn't know my story. I took on difficult projects and delivered excellent results. Slowly, my reputation started to heal, not by shouting or explaining, but by proving my worth through action. Every night I sat alone and planned my future. I fixed my finances that she had tried to destroy. I learned new skills. I became mentally and physically stronger than ever before. The best part, I told no one about my comeback. No social media posts. No angry messages to her. No public explanations. I let my success speak for itself. With each passing week, I felt the old weak man dying and a new powerful version of me being born. The pain she gave me became my greatest motivation. Her betrayal pushed me to levels I never knew I could reach. I was no longer reacting to her trap. I was building a life so strong that her lies could never touch me again. I was becoming independent. I was becoming unstoppable. And the smile that had disappeared that night slowly started returning to my face. 6 months later, the moment finally came. I received an invitation to a big industry event. I knew she would be there too. Many of the same people who watched her destroy me that night would also attend. This time, I walked in with my head high. The room went quiet when I entered. Whispers spread fast. I could feel their eyes on me, some curious, some still judging. Then I saw her. She was standing with a group of friends, laughing. When our eyes met, her smile froze. I didn't shout, I didn't accuse. I simply walked straight toward her with calm confidence. She tried to act cool. "Oh, look who's here," she said loudly, hopping to embarrass me again. "Still showing your face after everything." I stopped in front of her and looked her straight in the eyes. My voice was steady and clear. "You planned everything that night. The lies, the fake proof, the public shame. You thought it would break me forever, but you made one big mistake. I stepped closer and smiled. You thought I was weak. You thought I would stay down. But while you were busy celebrating my fall, I was busy building myself up. Stronger, smarter, free. The room was completely silent now. Her face turned pale. For the first time, she looked nervous. I'm not here to expose you, I continued. I'm here to show you that your trap failed. I forgave myself. I rebuilt my life. And today I walk away from your games completely. I gave her one last calm look, turned around, and walked out of the hall with my head held high. No anger, no revenge, just pure freedom. I could feel her trap crumbling behind me with every step I took. 1 year later, I stood on the balcony of my new office, looking at the city below. The sun was shining bright, just like the future ahead of me. I had rebuilt everything and more. My business was growing faster than ever. New genuine friends surrounded me. My name was respected again, not because I begged for it, but because I earned it through hard work and quiet strength. I was healthier, calmer, and more confident than I had ever been in my life. She tried to bury me. Instead, she planted me. I smiled as I remembered that painful night when she set her perfect trap. The humiliation, the tears, the darkness, all of it. Today, those memories no longer hurt. They only remind me how far I have come. I am no longer the man who walked into her trap with love in his heart. I am the man who walked out of it smiling. She gave me pain, but I turned it into power. She gave me betrayal, but I turned it into wisdom. She wanted to break me, but she only made me unbreakable. Now I live on my own terms. I make my own rules. I trust myself first, and I never give anyone the power to destroy my peace again. If you are going through betrayal right now, if someone has set a trap for you and left you broken and humiliated, hear this. Your pain has an expiration date. Your comeback does not. Get up, stay silent, work hard, rebuild yourself piece by piece. One day you will walk out of their trap with your head high and a real smile on your face. Because in the end, the strongest revenge is becoming the best version of yourself. I did it. And so can you. I walked out of her trap smiling,